evening! Welcome to Damaged Us D&D. It's Tuesday. It's Helloran Rising. The last we were here, bad things were happening. But we will let that paragon of virtue, intelligence, panache, tell us what was happening last time. Trelador, if you wouldn't mind.
Yeah. Sorry. Forgot to get it. There you go. Okay. After a hard-won battle for some, we emerged victorious and managed to kill the dragon, who is also Gus's granny. No, I don't understand it either, but I'm not here to understand it. I'm here to fix it. After dealing with the Grandrake, an interesting development happens. The Nandrake's heart turns into a stone, and the team decides that we should make sure it is put somewhere safe. We all take in turns to pull the cart with it back to Daghold. I take more than my lion's share, but everyone, mostly, to their credit, takes part. It seems to affect some people more than others. I'm sure there is an explanation out there for people who care. During this time, I take the opportunity to talk to Yorick. I think we're okay now. I'm not really sure. I'm not good at this sort of thing, but they haven't attacked me or shouted at me in at least a day, so I believe progress is being made. I return the axe to him once again. I think he might have sabotaged it out of spite for my choices, but if that's how he gets his kicks, who am I to stop him? We get the Nanostone back to Daghold, and yes, talking begins. There seems to be an elaborate plan involving winches, pulleys, Florian, and a giant gaping chasm. I do my best to seem interested, but I don't think I'm fooling anyone, so I take the opportunity to catch up with some rest. Not that the others would know I need it. To then I'm a paragon of health as usual. It is so important to inspire those around you, and I do not take my position in the group lightly. I must have dozed off. I woke, and no one is around. Bliss. Maybe now is a good time to flesh out this contract.
Nicely done. And on that note, we open the evening with Trelador on the ledge alone. Lava far below, shouting going on, chains, buckets. You wanted to talk to Zenariel.
Yeah, so
What are you saying? How are you doing this?
I'll just reach out and go, Venarial, you there? No, Zenariel, that's it.
Okay, make me a quick religion check, please.
I really should put some points in that. Oh, 0. 7.
You say what you've said, and you get the idea that nothing has happened. Perhaps getting her name wrong was a mistake.
It was a joke. Zenariel, we need to talk.
Are you doing anything to attract her attention other than
I'll just pick flowers out of my hair and,
as you pick them, as fast as you pick them out, they grow back.
Yes, we need to talk about this as well.
There's a strange smell in the air. It's a sort of... It's like a wildflower scent. Not from the flowers in your hair, something different. Much stronger. And...
Did you say it's her? Then?
Don't know. It seems to be coming from behind you.
Is that you? No, I'm not.
Why don't you just turn around and find out?
I turn around and find out.
Standing there is Zenariel. Long, unkempt hair, muddy face, bits of leaf and dirt stuck to her. She's chewing on what looks to be an enormous toadstool that looks incredibly poisonous. So, you wanted to see me.
Yes, I'm sorry to call you up so quickly.
Okay, so
I mean,
one thing I must say first: if you get my name wrong again, that's not a good idea. Please don't.
no, I know.
Little more respect,
I
please. You are,
I
after all, my wrath. I want you to succeed. I want you to do great things. I want you to kill many, many things and creatures. So, if you wish to continue enjoying the powers that I give you, more respect is needed. Okay?
apologies.
Marvellous.
I was obviously interrupting something you don't seem to have got ready.
Oh, does this bother you?
No, it doesn't bother me.
Okay, so why draw attention to it?
Oh, it's what I do, you know.
I see.
This is quite awkward. Maybe we should start again. I mean, the whole
Okay.
point of me wanting
She
to
vanishes.
talk to you. Gods. Can I still smell her?
Yeah, and you can just faintly, there's just like...
Very funny.
and she reappears in front of you. So, this time she is not muddy. She is this beautiful sea green hair that goes down to her waist. She's wearing a sort of dress that seems to be made out of bark and leaves. And she's barefoot still, but there's no mud or dishevelment to her. She now appears beautiful and ethereal. So,
Oh, well,
we're
you do scrub up
starting
well, don't you?
again.
Yes. Now, obviously, you know I've had some previous dealings with folk such as yourself, your esteemed self.
No, you really haven't.
Well, obviously not to the same, level as you are.
No, indeed not. Do you like the power, the feeling of the power of the forest?
Oh, clearly.
It's good, isn't it? The sap rising gets you all excited.
Yes. Well, that's a bit weird, but yes. When I had my agreement before, I was accused of taking advantage or not putting the terms or knowing what is expected of me. So, what is expected of me and what do I get out of return?
Okay.
I believe it's important to lay this groundwork early.
I expect you to do what I ask of you. Now, you can question why I've asked it. I may not always answer. But you will do as I ask, because you are my wrath. I have granted you the power of my wrath. So, when you say, what do you get out of it? You get what you really, really want, which is power. The ability to destroy and enjoy doing it. That's what you want, right?
It's definitely on my bucket list.
Exactly. Okay, so if you don't want that, what do you want?
Well, that's rather personal. Like I said, this is an introductory meeting. We're just getting to know each other. Why didn't you tell me some facts about you?
She seems to grow very large. And as you look, her hands are turning into claws and her teeth elongate. She looks at you and goes, it's been a while since I ate.
Well, maybe you should eat something then.
Maybe I should.
Look, I'm not good at this. Like the whole talking. I'm trying my hardest. We can wrap it up there if you're not into this, because I was just trying something new. I've been accused in the past of not learning from what they consider mistakes. Me just being me. But
She reaches out a clawed hand and just puts a finger across your lips. Stop talking so much. You say that you don't like it when the others talk, and yet you babble and babble and babble in front of me. So therefore, we will make an agreement now. I will ask you to do things. You will do them. I will provide you power to do this. That is the agreement. If you do not like the agreement at any time, please call me and we will renegotiate. Do you understand? You may speak 2 words maximum.
Yes, but.
Oh, I love you, Dad.
She looks down and
Just nod at him and be done with it.
you feel
I just.
on your feet, you feel a sort of strange gripping sensation as you look down, and there are vines twisting around your feet and your lower limbs.
This is something you'd like. Very quickly, just a minor alteration. And it's it's about the vines.
I said.
It's about the vines. Look, then we're done. We don't have to talk for a while. Can we replace the flowers with something a bit more? Vines would be fine. The flowers don't really suit me.
Did you taste one?
No.
Don't.
Okay.
I leave you with that information. The flowers can be very useful.
Should I give it to one
Never
of my...
underestimate the pretty things. The pretty
I'll
things
just
can
nod.
be very, very dangerous. So, glad we got that cleared up. You are tiresome, but I do quite like you. As long as you stay quiet. You talk too much. Have fun. She sort of vanishes and a sort of puff of green smoke comes towards you, and as you breathe in, you start to choke. It is horrific. The sensation is you cannot breathe, you cannot move, and then all of a sudden the vines let go and disappear, and you're breathing the air of the underneath of the mountain again.
And just as we cut away, you'll see Trelador. Good job no one's around, but he looks petrified. He's wondering what he's got himself into. But he's also secretly glad that no one's around to see it.
Fair enough.
And now he'll just go into a trance or whatever. Just relax
Okay.
and center himself.
Okay, so leaving Trelador pondering his decisions, we cut to... Well, we've got... Celeste, what are you doing at the moment? Because last time you dropped Yorick off and then took off again, I understood. Is that correct?
See,
Yeah, I think I was going to check on Tralador.
Oh, okay. So let's do a quick... Roll me a d20, please.
16.
16. Interesting. So, as you fly up, there's this sort of strange, almost like explosion-like cloud coming from the ledge where Trelador was. As you get near, it fogs your vision, and you start to be able to not breathe properly. And you... what do you do? Do you fly on through it to see Trelador, or do you try and avoid it?
Sort of back away to see if it's lingering or if it's...
You back away
Yeah.
as a bird? You know birds can't fly backwards, right?
Or move away then.
So you bank to one side. Fair enough. And this this green smoke bomb kind of dissipates into the air, into nothingness, and you see Trelador just sort of sitting.
I'm sure the cloud has gone. I'll sort of hop down and land next to him.
Trelador, Celeste has landed next to you in bird form.
Do I know it's Celeste? Have I seen her in?
You've
Oh,
probably
you've probably
this
seen me
before.
in this form many times.
Okay. The next question is, does he care?
Well, only you can answer that one.
I'm gonna go with no.
Well, he's been told not to talk, so he's just going to sit there until he does something.
Celeste, Trelador's being very weird. Weirder than usual.
Sort of.
Actually, roll
Nudge him
me
with
an insight check. And Trelador, roll me a deception check.
You want me to roll a fiddy check?
Yes, please.
I might just change it on my sheet to say fiddy check.
If you want.
That was a terrible roll.
Mine
13.
was a natural 20 for 19.
Yeah, I mean, he looks normal enough, but he's not saying anything. I think he's sort of briefly acknowledged you landed next to him, but he's not doing anything or saying anything.
Sort of nudge him with my head.
What do you want? If you've come to talk to me, you've come in the wrong form.
If a bird can roll its eyes, that's what I'm doing. And I'll just
And you
sort
just
of
come up here to peck at me.
Just sort of try and my best to gesture that he should get on my back.
No,
I'll just sort of put a wing down and
you injured?
Roll an intelligence check, Trelador.
+0 again. 12.
12. I mean, you've seen her do this before and people get on her back, so it's not that great of a leap to think she might want you to get on her back. I mean, you don't have to. You are an individual after all.
You want me to get on your back? Well, you could have just said that when I get on her back.
Okay. So, leaving, where are you taking Trelador to?
Drop me in the lava.
down where we're taking the heart because we might need someone to help carry.
Oh, I don't want to go there. I was quite happy on my ledge.
So, you are
Or straight into the lava.
you're taken down to the ledge where the heart is in a bucket, where Yorick and Ferenz are. Ferenz is not approaching this bucket. Ferenz can tell you himself what he's doing.
He's visibly trying to force himself towards the thing, but cannot approach it. And you can just see, whereas usually the flames sort of flow across his body and the scales, they're sort of arcing very erratically, and you just got arcs of flame coming off his arms, and the usual very sort of quite gentle, hypnotic almost swirl of the scales is very discordant and jagged.
Okay. Yorick, you are presumably preparing to try and drag this through the doorway. Okay. Do you wish to enlist anyone's help, or are you ready to do it yourself? What's the plan here? Trelador has just landed on the back of Celeste.
Yeah, does someone want to fill me in what's going on?
Moving big rock, ain't we?
Sounds good.
Okay.
Are you ready after a little nap?
I wasn't napping. I was keeping a watch up there, and then you sent your carrier bird to come and get me.
Friend disappears further into the chamber, and you just hear this almighty scream from behind one of the rocks, and just this massive gout of white flame.
Fair enough.
I think he's got indigestion.
Okay, so Yorick, you already did a wisdom save to check to see if you could approach the bucket, and you succeeded very well, if I remember correctly. So I'd like Trelador and Celeste to do the same wisdom saving throws, please. You are at disadvantage, Celeste, and Trelador, you have a straight roll.
As I do this, I'll be like, does someone need to go and check on him?
27 at disadvantage.
Perfect. Before you tell me your result, Trelador, you may add a d8 to that if you wish. As you feel a burst of yellow flowers just sort of pop into your hair and then just scatter to the floor.
And it was a, do you say intelligence check?
Wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom save.
Close,
Sorry.
but very different.
Brain has gone. That's good. I got an 8 on that dice.
Nice.
That's a 24. That's
24.
pretty good for me.
Okay, so the pair of you approaching this metal-lined bucket, leather bucket that we've got here. You can feel the waves of power coming off of this, the evilness, and also see the writhing smoke-like mist, black, sort of coiling up the chains that are on the bucket. This feels very, very bad. Trelador, you get a kind of uneasy feeling, but you push on. And Celeste, yeah, the same, but you manage to shove it aside. This is not a pleasant thing at all. You suspect that grabbing these chains is going to be very difficult, and you all have a sort of insight as to what Ferenz is feeling.
Ah, that explains the display.
Yeah, not nice.
How are you feeling?
All right. I mean, not. I feel awful, but we need to get this done. So let's just get it done.
We need to be strong for the team. Remember, we are their figureheads.
Okay.
Since I'm stronger in eagle form, I'm going to try and help as well.
Okay. So, strength checks for everyone, please.
Why do I...
Sorry. 6. Yeah, you're not helping.
Just a straight.
Yeah.
Do I get a plus 8? Whatever.
Yeah, I'll say you could have a +8. A plus D8.
I got 23.
23.
I got 10. I rolled terribly.
Wow. Okay. Yorick, as you shoulder this chain, you start dragging this bucket along. You notice that your companions are not pulling their weight, as it were. Celeste seems to be sort of grasping it in her claws, just sort of flapping, hopping, and it's not really doing much. And Trelador as well, unusually, is struggling to even pull the chain taut. You appear to be doing this by yourself as it sort of drags slowly through the twisted and broken doors.
Can I try something? Oh, is it where we pulling it with rope? Yeah.
Chain.
Chain. Right.
Yeah.
Can I summon some vines to wrap around the chain to strengthen
Sure.
the chain?
What particular feat or thing are you using to summon your vines?
I'm just trying to be a good.
Are you just going to try and channel?
Scenario's,
Okay.
Scenario's wrath.
Okay. Give me a religion check. You can do it with
I really
advantage.
need to-
You can do it with advantage. And you can add your D8 to it.
Oh, good. Uh, 15.
15. Yeah, it's this chain is weird, man. As you pick it up, it's sort of slippery almost with that sort of fog mist stuff crawling all over it. Seems where it touches your knuckles, you feel the urge just to let go, but you manage to start pulling a little more. You at least get it tight this time and start to move your side of the bucket. Whereas Yorick is just ploughing on through the doors, and Celeste is just sort of flapping about, being flappy.
When we get to a point, because obviously I've taken the most of this, so I'll stop. I'm a bit frustrated. Like, right, we're clearly not working in sync here. Celeste, I know you're trying to help, but I think you're just sort of getting in the way or something.
Yeah, you're throwing us both off.
Hop ahead and go and check on the birds.
Trinidor, I've got an idea. You remember not so long ago, a couple of days ago, when we were running down a tunnel and I kept everyone afloat with some floating rocks?
Yes, quite ingenious.
And I'm going to cast Animate Object on the bucket.
Nice.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
It's like Fantasia.
Yeah.
so,
So the bucket kind of just grows feet. Weird dwarven boots start. 4 dwarven boots sort of pop out, and it sort of stands up. A little unsteady.
Does it also grow a beard as well? It has to grow a beard.
Oh yeah.
There is sort of the shape of the bucket. There's a sort of ridge around it, and that looks to sort of darken, almost to a
It's like
point.
protrusion.
good bucket now. That way.
So it sort of teeters off unsteadily through the doors towards that sort of area that you had seen before, where it's an open platform with another balcony with mining equipment and corpses, and that big drop down into a big pile of gems and bones and gold and all sorts of things.
Straight down.
So it literally climbs up onto the balcony and then just jumps off, and you see it go crash, and then just keeps going as best it can through the gems and the gold.
Well, the spell lasts a minute, so eventually
Yeah,
it'll
it'll just keep going and keep going. It looks to be burying itself as it goes on, because all the stuff sort of falls into the bucket, and you can see this sort of wispy black tendrils of smoke or mist are coming out of this bucket.
I think my bucket's going to have a good time down there, diving through all the money. I shall name him Scrooge McBucket.
Scrooge
Here
McBucket. Oh,
is
that is
Jack
perfect.
Hold.
That's perfect. Good work, Dan.
So,
So-
considering it dragon hoarded, would it not be more appropriate to name him Smucket? I just smelled it.
Scrooge McBucket is having a lovely time. So, as that is happening, we will cut back to the other platform, where our intrepid adventurers, Miette, Melissa, and Florian, are. Now, I believe...
Yes.
And Gus, apologies. Gus, I believe you are sort of waiting outside of the big double doors with Bridris, where you've been asked to keep an eye out in case anybody needs to make a fast escape. Is that correct?
Yes.
Are you
Yep.
doing anything in particular?
No, I'll just be talking to Bridris, telling her how beautiful she is and how pretty she looks and all the rest of it, because she's sort of seems to have grown an awful lot in the time we've been apart.
She sort of shakes her neck and head and just says, Oh, stop it, Mum. You'll get me a big head.
It's a beautiful big head, though.
Yeah, well, thank you, but it hasn't got a beard yet. I think I get that a bit later.
No. Yeah.
My
Might be
beard.
nice for you to have a beard.
Yeah, I
Be
think
more
so.
of a dwarf then,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, a bit more like you then,
Yeah,
because I've got to take after you somehow, haven't I?
that's right.
Now now excuse me if I get this, if I'm being rude, Mum, but have you got like a lady friend? Am I
Well,
gonna have
you know,
like? Am I gonna have another Mum?
Dell.
Yeah, the Emerald. Yeah, she's
Yeah,
really
it's
nice.
sort of like, yeah, she's lovely. She's my sort of very special friend.
Oh,
And yeah,
so like, could I like have like siblings?
possibly. Yes.
Oh,
Well, you
that'd be
see,
amazing.
what I've just found out is I'm actually part dragon myself.
Yeah, well, we all knew that.
Well, I didn't know that. No one told me.
Oh, I thought you just knew because you could speak to me in your head.
Well, I know, but I never really thought about why. It was just,
Oh,
I was just able to.
well, you're my
I
mum.
thought
Of
it was,
course, you're part dragon.
well, yeah, I suppose you put it like that. It's got to be like that, isn't it?
Yeah, of course it has. But yeah, I like
But anyway,
Dell. She's nice. She's
yeah, Sally's lovely. And so she's my special friend. And, we've got to see where it all goes. But I think there's something special happening there. And
cool.
my mum and dad like her as well. So that's always good.
That is.
You're now part.
Yeah, and we could all just, I mean, if you wanted to, could you like change form into a dragon and, come for a bite of tiefling with me?
No. What?
I mean, a hunt or something. Some
Uh, I
deer
don't
or something with antlers, you know.
I don't think so. I mean, who knows with the way things have been going? Who knows what's going to happen?
Well,
But
if
at
you
the
try
moment, I
really
don't,
hard, does it happen? If you
if I
concentrate
try,
really hard and try to grow wings and like claws,
okay, let me just try that. And I'll close my eyes
okay,
and look sort of as if I'm constipated, and I'll try really, really, really hard to grow wings and turn into a dragon.
concentrate really, really hard.
I
No,
mean, last time I did it, I got a tail or a pointy bit on my tail,
yeah, you still got that.
but that was about it.
Yeah, nothing seems to happen.
Pointing.
Sorry.
Doesn't
Well,
look like I can do it yet. Maybe with more practice.
exactly. You got practice. I mean, I couldn't fly for a very long time,
That's
could
true.
I? And then I practiced, and I'm
You're
really
very
good at it
good at
now.
that.
Yeah. So maybe you have to learn by like, when like they throw people in swimming in the sea to learn how to swim. Perhaps if I take you really high and drop you, you can then learn to fly on the way down.
I don't think that's probably a very good idea.
Is
Even
it?
for me, I don't think it's a
Oh.
very good idea.
Well, we could do it over something soft, like lava. It's just out there. We could like go up really high to the chain, drop you, and then just before you hit the lava, you recall how to fly, and you get wings and fly.
It would be nice if that happened, but what if it didn't, and I ended up
Oh, yeah,
landing
you'd
first
probably
in the
die,
lava,
wouldn't you?
burning? Yeah,
Yeah, you'd probably die. That'd be bad.
cool.
We shouldn't do
Yeah.
that.
At least not yet.
No, no, perhaps somewhere safer.
Yeah, maybe we should have a chat with Dell about it and see what she thinks.
That's a very good idea. She's older than me. She might know a trick.
Yeah, and she's also well, she'll be coming up soon, hopefully.
That'd be good. Yeah, we could go for a fly, all three of us.
Yeah,
Maybe a
I'd
little
like that.
hunt.
Yes.
That'd be good. We could have the creatures that have got horns. What are they called? Them ones that run about on four legs. I can't remember.
Ears.
Yeah, that'll do. So, leaving Gus and Bridris to their slightly insane conversation, we move inside, past the yellow and red checkerboard, up to
Yeah.
sturdy, well-built, nondescript door. The two 25, 30-foot high bluestone statues that you've identified as the Watchers. Melissa, Florian, and Miette. What are you doing?
I believe I was examining the keyhole.
Yes, because Florian had looked through and just saw darkness. So, examining the keyhole, are you touching? Are you just looking for now? What's the plan?
I was warned not to touch, and I did do a check to see if I would listen to that or not.
Right.
So for the moment, it's looking.
Okay, just looking. Okay, I mean, what are you looking for? Are you looking for traps? Are you looking just to see what kind of key, what kind of lockpick you're gonna need, or what's the plan?
Yeah, like perhaps mechanism of the lock
Okay.
itself. If I can see anything beyond the keyholes, since I actually have dark vision unlike a human.
Okay, make me first of all. Let's do a trap find. See if we can find anything interesting.
27.
27. Looking very carefully at this lock, handle, hinges, everything about this door. You inspect it really carefully. There are no traps. That's weird. There were big double doors. There's a weird trapped floor. There's two bollocking great stone statues. There's a nondescript door with no traps on it. This is making you think bad thoughts. But
If I can't find a trap, where is the trap?
quite. So, you're going to have a quick perception check through the keyhole.
That's just a 20. Dirty 20.
Just dirty 20. That's cool. So you look through this keyhole. It is dark, but you can just make out some sort of shapes in the darkness. There's a difficult to tell that the keyhole's quite small, so you're trying to sort of angle around a room. It's very difficult. There's a sort of a large. Can't tell if it's a figure or a statue or some kind of object, and then you see as you sort of change your perspective, there's another one, but you're not sure what they're for. There's no detail.
But there's no movements, they're just stationary.
It's just stationary.
Okay. I shall turn around, see what my companions are up to.
Well, what are her companions up to?
Yeah, watching you intently. Yeah. Anything
The
there
statues.
yet?
Absolutely nothing.
I don't know. I had that thought of earlier on of maybe just trying it. There's no key visible. We checked the tablet. There's just a tablet.
But there's no lock. The door will open.
I don't know. Do we try and go in? Should I try and open it?
I
Can I see?
don't trust it.
Can I see the face of the statue? With one of them.
As you look up, it is literally a cowled, robed figure. The darkness where the sort of hood comes over, and as you're looking up directly, as it seems to be sort of arms crossed, head bowed, there is a small, tiny, almost, actually maybe a perception check.
Gonna roll this one. Ooh, that's quite good. 20.
20. Okay. So as you look up, you swear there's just a small pinprick of blue light. You're not sure if it's some sort of refraction from the light hitting the blue stone, but then as you move your head, it stays where it is. It's not a reflection or a spot of light hitting the stone at a certain angle. There is a tiny, tiny blue light in that cowl.
Yeah, Florian, don't touch the door.
Okay.
I think. Did you find any traps on the door at all?
None.
I think the tripwire's up there.
Well,
There's
come over and look where Melissa's
Yeah.
pointing.
right just there.
As you look up,
Pinprick of light.
yeah, there is a tiny blue spot of light in the
Ooh.
middle of this
These
cowled
statues,
figure's head.
these statues are labeled as watchers. So if they're watching us, then them seeing us do something is what's gonna cause stuff to happen. We might want everybody's attention before we go through that door.
Maybe we just have to do something as simple as ask if we can go through, right?
We can try.
Ask who? Oh, I'm not there, am I?
I mean, you could hear sort of murmuring. They're only about, I think it was 60 feet away from you.
I mean, it's not gonna hurt, right? I mean, we're here for the same reason they were, to seal that other door.
Yeah. Only thing I can think of is that it would be best for either myself or you to open it, Florian.
That's what I figure. I'll ask them, and I'll just kind of look a bit puzzled and look at these two statues and the door, and then the statues again, and be like, "May we enter?"
You're asking the statues.
Yeah, I'm just putting it out there into the room where these watchers are, where we know that there has been deities before, and the door is not locked. Yeah.
Okay.
Step 1, throw shit. Step 2, see if it sticks.
Okay. Make me a. What check is this going to be? This is. Make me a perception check.
19.
Okay, 19. A voice you've never heard before. It's polite. It's male. It says, well, as you asked so nicely, of course. It's in your head. The other two of you don't hear that.
As you asked so nicely, of course.
Yep.
So I'll just look at them both.
You look puzzled.
I got an answer, a voice I've never heard before, and as I asked so nicely, of course, was the answer.
You only asked for you.
I said, may we enter?
Oh. Very well.
Alright.
That's good news for
And-
me. I shall march up to the door.
Okay.
Hang on,
March
yeah.
up to the door.
I'll just try it first. And
Let's all be together. Yes.
yeah, I go to open the door.
So you reach out to the handle, move it down, pull. The door opens, glides open soundlessly, and light start to around a circular chamber.
May I go in now, or must I wait for the humans to tell me I may?
What do we see? What's in this
Well,
chamber?
as I said, the lights start to flick on round this chamber. There's sort of like globes set into the walls. So it's a circular room, chamber, about 40 feet in diameter. That's the word I was looking for, sorry. There are four grey obelisks. These are the things you saw through the keyhole. You only saw 2 of them. There are 4 of them in a sort of standing stone-like position. Have you entered yet, or are you staying outside to look?
I will walk in, yeah. If the door's opened, I will
Okay,
walk in.
you're all going in.
Well, I was being shirty about it.
I know. And I can't help your human companions. You picked them.
I did not.
You did. That's
Yeah,
true. You
but
didn't
on
actually.
me.
Yeah, you found them. So, as the 3 of you walk into this room, these obelisks, grey, stone-like substance. The 2 that you can see the fronts of, one has a symbol of shine. The other has the symbol that Melissa would recognise as that of Asmodeus. So, as you walk in and round these, you can see the other 2 have the symbol of Zenariel and the symbol of Caraves. In the
Is there an
centre,
ordering to them?
it seems to be Caraves and Shine are opposite, as are Zenariel and Asmodeus.
Yes.
Sorry, I'll be 2 seconds.
Sure. In the middle of this room, where these obelisks are all facing into, in the middle of this circle, there is a small rectangular platform, about 3 feet off the ground, sort of 3 feet high, with an indentation, rectangular indentation in the middle, which is
As if for the
empty.
tablet.
Yeah.
Just a bit paranoid. There's no thrones or anything about here. Don't see. But we haven't seen one of them in a while.
There are no chairs, thrones, or other furniture.
However, one of my questions was, are these obelisks made of the same stone of which my hand is now made of?
Make a perception or investigation. If you're going to touch it, and
I'm
then
not going
touch
to
your
touch it.
hand, or you're going to
No,
hold
I'm
it
just
up
looking at
against
my...
perception.
yeah,
Then.
I'm
If you're
like
just
a-
looking, perception.
Yeah, that's fine.
It's made of the same stone that has uncomfortable implications for how it's been made.
12.
12. It's slightly different coloration. Your hand has that look of stone that is not like a pure slate or a pure, I don't know what the technical term is for it, Miss Geologist, but there are lots of imperfections in the rock that is your hand. These things are pure. They are grey, and you don't think you've ever seen rocks like them. They're definitely not the same as your hand.
Okay.
They are, however,
well-
the same as the tablet.
I have the thing I think we need to put into this. However, there's every potential. My first thought is that if we do, it seals that door again straight away, and our companions are still in that room. Now might be a good time if we can get message to Gus and get the others over here.
That'd be
Friends,
an idea.
you hear Shine. You've not heard Shine's voice like this before. It's not panic exactly, but it's extreme concern with little one. You are in the room we are called. I'll see you very soon. This was not good. Melissa and Florian, that strange, chilling, devilish feeling amplifies.
I step directly in front of me.
I'm immediately looking at the obelisk with the symbol of Asmodeus on it.
Okay. Trellador. Scenario's voice cuts through. Excellent. It's time for my wrath to do its work. Get to your friends. There's work to be done, my child. I'll see you there for the fun.
I'll just sigh, and under my breath I'll just go, great.
Brent takes off running towards the edge of the lava.
So you feel that Paul, you look across and see Gus and Bridges having this nice chat. But you know you've got to get over there somehow. Yorick,
Yeah, so
you see Trellador react, I guess, as do you, Celeste. You also see Ferenz running back out.
Go time.
Right. Okay, let's go.
as friends, he'd stop on the edge, and he'll just sort of just roaring draconic out over to Gus and Bridges. Get us over there now!
Ooh, looks like we might need to go and do some flying.
Okay, sounds cool to. Oh, oh, that was weird, shivery. You feel it as well. That coldness, that sense of when your grandmother was talking to you and she was wanting you to do something for her. You get that feeling once more. And we'll have a little break there before we get everybody over to refresh drinkies and stuff. Yeah, we'll pick that up after these messages from our sponsors that we don't have. I say this every week. We still don't have any sponsors. We're never likely to have any sponsors. But
Don't sponsor us.
don't. Alright? That's not what you need to do. So, see you in a bit. welcome back. They opened the door. The watchers did the watchy thing. Told people had opened the door. So, Gus, Ferenz is shouting at you from across the way.
Who's Fred? Yeah.
Ferenz,
Yeah.
saying that he needs to get
Yeah,
over
we're
there.
flying over there to pick him up.
Okay, so you fly over there. I would like a wisdom saving throw from you and Bridris, please.
A wisdom saving throw from me.
Yes, please.
Gonna go really well. That is 12.
12.
And from Bridris, hers is +2. Hers is 7.
7. Okay.
Whoop.
You are terrified. You see from behind Shine, Yorick, Celeste, and Ferenz, Carabes rising out of this pot, this chamber, but sort in a smoke-like form. She's not corporeal. She's smoky and wispy, and it's very weird. Bridris turns and flies back. I can't go over there. If I go over there, she'll eat me.
Well, I'll be absolutely terrified as well, I presume, because I failed.
Yeah. You think that's probably true? She's probably going to eat both of you. So, Celeste and Yorick, Trelador and Ferenz, we need wisdom saving throws, please.
Just normal?
Disadvantage for you and Ferenz. Yorick straight, Trelador at advantage.
13 with disadvantage.
13. Okay.
17 with disadvantage.
17.
20.
20.
20 with advantage.
Okay. The two 20s. You feel it, that horrifying presence of Carabes, but also I've come across it before. Ardiac. That insidious, creeping, shadowy whisper. You can hear it all just at the edge of your hearing. Just as you look round and see this shade coming out of this chamber. Celeste, you turn, you see this. You're still in flight form, yes? Off you fuck. Straight across to the other chamber or wherever it is you want to go, but as far away from this place as you possibly can. Ferenz.
So Ferenz was already on the edge.
Yeah.
And he would begin to back away.
I would like you to... What did you roll? 7?
I'm 13 total.
13.
But it was a
Okay,
3 on the dice.
13. You know you're trapped. Logically, you are trapped. There's lava. Gus has vanished back over there. Celeste has gone rocketing across past your head. You're here with Yorick and Trelador, who look scared but totally together. You look up. You see this thing. And you hear that voice. That insidious Ardiac. You see, everybody comes to me in the end. Now listen very closely, little dragon. We're going to inhabit you. And we're going to kill the others. Okay? And the smoke starts to pour towards you. Trelador, Yorick, you see this smoke pouring towards Ferenz.
Ferenz will not let this happen. He steps off towards the lava.
Okay. Okay, so you step off towards the lava. Let me see. Oh no, that was bad. Okay. Ardiet was trying to reach out smoke to grab you, but you just fall. You don't even take a step, you just go backwards.
And if anybody was watching, look, Ferenz literally, because of what he's just told him, literally just turns in the air, just closes his eyes and just holds his arms out.
So, as Ferenz is falling, let's think, where are we? So about 60 feet down to the lava. No, maybe a little bit more, 70, I would say 75 feet, because it was 100. Yeah, okay. So, as he's falling down towards, I will give either of the flying... Actually, no, you're both scared. You're not going to go back. You cannot.
Oh, we failed wisdoms.
You did.
Totally failed saving throw.
Yeah. So, Ferenz, you are going to take... What's that? It's D6, isn't it, for each?
Can Yorick get to him in time as they passed?
I will say, Trellador Yorick, if you want to try and run and make a acrobatics or athletics check to try and catch Ferenz before he leaves the balcony, you can certainly try. I think it'd be a disadvantage though, because you're quite far away.
Can I do like Spider-Man vines out?
Absolutely, to give yourself advantage, which makes it a straight roll.
I want to athletics.
Absolutely. I'll say the DC on this one's pretty high. I would say the DC is probably going to be a 20 minimum.
Roll a 3.
Oops.
I got 28.
28.
Yeah, 19 plus 9.
You've never seen Trellador move this fast. He runs.
He is right.
As he runs, he just lets this sort of puts his arm out like that, and you swear you just see his hand grow these weird long nail-like vines that curl down and around and grab Ferenz and sort of just hold Ferenz. You feel these vines wrap around you. You fear the worst. You think Ardiak and Karabes have got you.
I'm not going to pull him up. I'm just going to leave him there, standing, you know, because I don't want him. If I pull him up, he's closer to the thing.
Ardiak, let me see what he does. No, rolling really low. Said, thinks that Ferenz has gone into the lava. Turns his attention to you two. Sees that he can't really do anything with you. And Karabes takes wing as this shadowy figure rises up and out and across the chamber, heading for Bridris and Gus. So,
What? Joe, what the fuck is happening? What are we gonna do?
I have no idea.
What? Where did Friends go? He just jumped off.
I've got him. I've got him. He's safe for now. He's probably going to be a bit singed, but
yeah.
Okay.
And he's probably going to be very angry with me. He has a habit of sacrificing himself, but I don't know. I have no idea what's going on. Just point me in a direction and I'll hit things.
I don't know how we go over there. Get
Where's
Friends
the
back
owl
here.
gone? I'll reel Friends back in.
Okay, so friends, you feel yourself lifted by these claw things. As he pulls you back up onto the balcony, you are deposited in front of Trellador and Yorick, and the vines unwrap you and go back into Trellador's hand.
How pissed off is Friends?
He's not pissed off. He's absolutely beyond terrified.
Okay.
Get it together, Friends. Now it's not time to lose it.
Celeste and Gus Bridris can make another wisdom saving throw.
Still at disadvantage?
Yes.
Nope, even worse, 13.
Nope. You're not going anywhere near this, and you see it coming out of this chamber, starting to fly across towards where your other friends are. Gus, how did you do at Bridgers?
This is another wisdom saving throw.
Yes, please.
That's 15 for me.
Uh-huh.
Oh, proficiency. Oh, shit, no. Bridgers gets +7, not +2. Still would have failed last time, but +7 this time. 17 for Bridgers.
17. Yeah, you both still fail.
Okay.
Again, you see this shadowy shape of Carabess in her winged dragon form coming across the cavern towards where Melissa, Florian, and Miette are.
Well, if we're that terrified, we just, jump.
Okay, so you bolt up and out.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's what we do if we're frightened. So.
Yep, absolutely. So, Yorick, Ferenz, Trelador, you see Celeste, Gus, and Bridris just going. They're running, they're terrified. Ferenz is in a state of just petrification almost. He's so scared.
Yeah. Let's put it in the chat. It will be basically repeating over and over again while looking at this thing and just shaking. No, I won't kill them. I won't kill them. I won't kill them. You can't make me.
How do we get over? We got to follow him. We got to follow. The second ledge, is that lower than ours?
Yes. It's about
Is it height?
it's about 30 feet down, and it's like 100. I think it was 150 feet away.
Oh Jesus!
You can't bring people with you with Misty Step, can you? No, and it's only
No.
30 feet. So
No.
It's only Dimension Door, I think.
Yeah, Dimension
No,
Door's
they're
like
willing.
500 feet. You can do that. If you have
I cannot.
Dimension Door.
What did you use? Sorry, what did you use earlier on, York?
Beg your pardon?
On the tub, on the carrying.
Yeah.
carrot tub.
Well, I'm thinking thing else. Still got like the mining equipment. Is there more chain?
Yeah,
I would say to Yorick, you know how you sometimes reserve your ability to talk to Reorcs. Now is not one of those. I saved friends quite valiantly with the vines and my power of scenario. Maybe Reorcs can do something here. This is his domain.
Reorcs, I keep asking for help at the moment, but things are really tight. We need to get over there to get everyone else. Can you get us over there?
Make me a religion roll with advantage.
That's a good time to roll a 5 and a 6. 13.
13.
You have inspiration.
You do.
I don't.
You don't? Ah,
You don't.
shame.
We
Yorick,
can't give our inspiration over to other people.
you absolutely can.
Can I? I'm there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trello, yeah, you can inspire Yorick. You've given him a good speech.
Yet
about-
again, I inspire Yorick.
Okay.
It's the least inspiring inspiration ever.
Just the one more, or just roll it again at advantage?
Just roll it again at advantage.
You will believe this. That's a 3 and a 5.
Jesus.
Oh
So
my
13
God.
again.
13.
Did you do that just to spite me? Deliberately make it worse?
Swap out your dice.
Yeah.
For those that missed that, he just lobbed them over his shoulder.
You need to grow back your lucky mustache. Just saying.
Could be what it is. It's the lack of beard. That's what it is.
Reorcs doesn't respect me without the facial
That's
hair.
what it is.
That's right.
Yorick, I'm trying. There are forces here working to stop me in my realm. and you see there are sort of slabs of rock rising out of the lava, like giant stepping stones across. I think his intention was to make a bridge across, but he's made stepping stones that are about 15 feet apart. So, if we can have athletics or acrobatics checks from the pair of you, you can try to run and jump, 10, 12 of these rocks.
Do we have? Because I'm in Yorick mode, so I'm thinking.
Sure. Yeah.
Physical, mechanical solutions. Do we have a bit of chain that will reach that length?
You still have the chain that's like dangling down from the pulley above.
As long a piece of chain as I can get.
I mean, the legs were, I think, 100 to 150 feet each.
Yeah. Well, I will. I do have a heavy crossbow on me. I think it was once Gus's. So I'm going to try and fix a bit of chain to a crossbow bolt and fire it across to try and wedge it in something, and then pin it this way. So when we run across the steps, we got something to sort of.
Lovely. I like that. Give me.
Don't cleric check.
Yeah. Give me a ranged attack roll. Presumably you have proficiency with heavy weapons.
If I just equip it, it's giving me a +1 with a heavy crossbow. So
I'll tell you what, you may add a d6 to that for being in Reox's realm. There you go. He's trying to help.
Can I'll give him my last bolstering magic. So it's D3.
An extra D3. Okay, so that one's the D3, which I rolled a 3 for a 2. The D6 is also a 3.
That's 5.
So that's +5. Chunky metal one can't let me down. That's a 10. It's a 16.
16. Okay. As you aim, you're aiming for the wall above the ledge where your friends are. Unfortunately, it doesn't hit that wall above that ledge. It does, however, sort of arc down and hit the last stepping stone. And it buries itself in there. And you can pull it taut. You've now got a chain that goes down gradually 30 feet to this last rock. And then you've got a jump of about 15 feet after that. But the chain sort of gets closer to these rocks as it goes down.
While Yorick's doing that, I'm just going to go to friends and start shaking him and say, look, you need to get this together. We need you. You know, mate, you gave me all those pep talks. Look, I'm trying to give you one back. I'm not very good at it. Don't make me do this.
Wisdom saving throw at advantage, please, friends.
Okay. Well, I'm glad I got the advantage, because that was 15.
15. Yeah, I mean, the object that you're scared of is now far away. So I'll say that you recognise Trelador. You're still scared of Carabas and Ardiac, but they're not here. So you're kind of okay at the moment. You're not terrified, you're not petrified, you can move, you can react as normal. But yeah, it's still a very scary situation.
Are you with us?
Yeah.
Look, get it together. Look, Yorick needs our help. We need to get out of here. We need to get over there.
That god thing inhabiting the dragon said he was going to inhabit me and use me to kill the rest of you. I'm not going to let that happen.
No, we are not going to let that happen. But one thing at a time. Look, I've done enough inspiring speeches. I've inspired you, I've inspired Yorick. I don't want to have to do it again. So go and help Yorick get us out of here. Yes?
Okay.
And if he's still divering, I'm just going to give him a fairly, sort of, how you slap people on the face just to get them together. Not to do too much damage.
Are you intending to do damage or not?
I think he needs a little bit of a shock.
Okay, roll a unarmed strike.
1d100?
Unarmed strike.
I'm just ahead of you, Nat.
That was fucking amazing.
The pair of them, yeah. The airplane scene.
What? +9. Oh, what? Do I just roll it?
You're
roll to hit.
Yeah, roll to hit, please.
Sorry. That is a 15 to hit? No, 16 to hit.
No. So you go to slap Friends, and Friends has the presence of mind just to sort of bat it out of the way.
To be fair, it would probably be more a case of he'd slap him on the arm, but he'd slap the scales and he'd basically just look at him and go.
Don't
Is that
make-
necessary?
I'll go. Next time I'll make it hit. Now go and help Yorick.
Okay, so we'll leave these three doing their acrobatics, athletics. We'll come back.
Brothers.
The three amigos just standing there, summoning the invisible swordsman. Perhaps we will cut back to Celeste. Wisdom saving throw. The DC is lower. We're going to set the DC
Am I
now
disadvantaged still, or?
at 15. Yes, you're still disadvantaged because of reasons. Gus and Bridris, same. You've got a 15 DC on your wisdom saving throw.
27.
Celeste, you are now. It's still worrying, but it's not. You're not terrified anymore. You don't have to flee. You can return.
I'm going to, yeah.
Gus.
I got a 13, and Bridris got a natural 1 for 8.
Okay. Bridris is. Yeah. Where did you go?
Sorry?
Where did you fly to?
Well, flying the opposite direction to where that beastie is.
Were you going up or back to where
Um,
Trellador and Yorick are, or?
Let me just roll the dice because I wouldn't know. I mean, it would be a frantic. I wouldn't have control because it would be Bridges. So that was, I'd say, straight up and try and get out away.
Okay, what's
escape.
Bridges' flying speed?
It is 40 feet.
Okay. Roll me. No, she got a natural 1. She vanishes.
Yeah, she did.
She vanishes.
Okay.
You are now in midair. You're 40.
Oh.
Yeah, you're 40, about 110 feet above the lava, falling.
Right, I'm going to, in my absolute terror and panic, try and force myself to turn into a dragon and flap my wings.
Okay.
If
If there was ever a time for this to work. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to roll a D100. And I will say, if you roll, what level are you? 15.
Yeah.
I will say, if you roll under 20,
Okay.
you will grow wings, dragon wings, and have the ability to float down. If you get under 10, you will grow dragon wings, your tail will go fully dragon, your hands and feet, your fingers and toes will become claws, and you will have the ability to fly down.
I have never wanted this more in my entire life.
If he
Okay.
gets 1, he turns into a dragon.
Can everyone give him their inspiration dice?
I mean,
Apart from me, because I've done mine.
you can give other people inspiration. This is not a problem.
Oh, right. I'm going to roll it now. You ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1. Yeah, 97.
Oh, fucking hell.
About as far away from it as you could possibly get.
Wrong direction.
Okay. I mean, does anyone have inspiration currently that can see Gus? No? Really?
Me and Cholador had it because of our
Yeah.
RPing last session.
But you're not anywhere
And
near
technically,
Gus.
I have
inspiration
it.
is for D20s, isn't it?
I gave it to
Inspiration is up to the
Oh,
DM.
for anything. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so nobody has inspiration that can give it to you, Gus. I'm afraid.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
you'll see this falling, like, flapping his arms like this, trying to fly.
Celeste, you are the only one even close to Gus. Give
Right.
me a dexterity check to see if you can catch him before he falls the 110 feet into the lava.
A dex check.
Yeah. I want to see if you're fast enough. I'm going to set the DC at 22.
Oh.
I mean, you're a long way from him.
+3.
You've got a +3, so you need a
equal
19
form.
or more.
There's a 10% chance.
Roll it.
12.
15.
15.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Nope.
You can't get close to him. He's falling too fast. He falls and he falls and he falls. Let's have a look. I know there's a way I can roll as the DM on here, isn't there?
Yeah.
I can't remember how to do it. Let's have a look. How do I do it?
Don't know.
Martin.
It happens. The dice roll how the dice roll, don't they?
Yeah, I'm just going to roll.
If you run a character sheet,
I'll just do it as
right click and
So,
there's a
how-
dungeon option, but that's
Can I try something?
50. Yeah, make it quick.
I'm going to mid-air pop myself out of eagle form to cast Conjure Animals, because I can make them appear in any unoccupied space that I can see within range, which is 60 feet. Can I get one to go underneath him, or at least close enough to maybe catch him?
You could certainly try. You can cast a spell.
And one underneath me as well, and then a spare one.
Okay. I will say for this to work, you are going to need to roll me an animal handling check. And you're going to have to hit. This is going to be even higher because you're now falling out of shape. I'm going to say DC is 24.
+5 to animal handling.
So it's the same.
thing again.
Yeah. So if you roll a 19, I don't get to roll all those D6s.
All those D6s
20.
and the fire damage, of course.
Yeah. Sorry, you got 19.
I got 20 total.
20 total. Oh, so close. So close.
Right.
how far is he away from my ledge?
That's a good point. He kind of went straight up. So I would suggest at the rate he's falling, he's probably about 50 feet away when you notice him.
Okay, I'll have to use.
I rolled very badly, as you can see.
I will do it at 90 feet. Summon Celestial. So my flying winged
Flying
Reorcs form underneath him to try and catch him.
Okay. Flying Reorcs
Yeah.
he's corporeal, yes?
I
I think he is.
mean,
He
he's
can
got
hit things,
hit
so-
points, so he can be hit.
Yeah.
He's
Okay.
not.
Cool. All right. I'd like a dex check for your mini Reorcs. As it appears, a vision of Reorcs appears underneath Gus going. I got you. I got you.
That's awesome.
What's me DC?
I would set the DC because you can throw it right under him, because it's a thing you can set in a particular space. I'm going to go with 22. Can you hit that?
With a +2 on the dexterity of the celestial.
I think
Has it been 10 minutes? Because you still get that D3. Because that lasts 10 minutes.
it has not been 10
Okay.
minutes yet, no. Oh, actually, you're
Right.
still under Reox's please help me, aren't you? So D6 as well.
Okay, right. That's a 6 on the D6. The D3 is a 5, so a 3.
That's
So
9
we've got a
so far.
+9 on this, plus the 2 for the dexterity, so we're at a +11. We're basically at 50-50. I rolled a 19!
Yes!
First could roll for about an hour.
It's just like... Gus, you are caught in the arms of this sort of slightly see-through version of Reorx as it goes, oh, don't worry, I've got you. As it sort of floats there with you.
Boss.
Don't worry, I've got you. Just sort of floating there, saying that over and over again.
Oh, right. And then I'll realise it's not actually Reox. I obviously thought that it was actually Reox
Yeah.
that caught me to start with.
That was amazing. That was just wow. Okay. Some lovely quick thinking by everybody. Well done. Cool. So that kind
That
of
was my
drama
7th level spell. I had to use my 7th level spell for you there, Gus. But I'm glad it worked.
You know.
I mean,
Tried twice. I tried.
cousins. You did. So while all
Could you
this,
imagine going to tell my mum that you dropped me?
yeah,
How would that go down?
that wouldn't have gone down well. So, leaving the drama outside, we cut back to the inside of this round chamber, lit up by these globes all round the room. Florian, Miette, Melissa, you can hear shouting and screaming happening outside. There is a presence forming in the room. What would you like to do?
Yeah, like I said, Florian will basically act as guard and jump in front of Miette and be sort of like protector.
Okay. So,
And yeah, and just
Miette,
wait.
so you have any reactions? Are you doing anything in particular? There's lots of noise outside. There is a...
There's lots of noise outside here as well.
Right.
Sorry, my dad just got a call and he's being all talkative.
No, you're good.
Sorry, the gods are manifesting in the room. Gods,
There
demons,
is
things.
a presence starting to manifest. You've been in the hells with the rest of the party. You recognise that sort of devilish presence. This is powerful. As it starts to sort of tiny motes of dust start to fly into a sort of whirlwind as this person apparates in the room. Short, cropped black hair, sort of dark, almost orange skin, dark orangey red, tiny little horns on top of either side of his head, and wearing a beautiful tailored jacket, long 3/4 length jacket, black shiny black trousers, and a bright white shirt open to reveal a
Naturally.
single black chain around his neck. So, we're here. He sort of looks at you, Florian. Hello. Cross at Melissa. I see. And sort of steps to the side to look around Florian. And who do we have here?
Madame Yet.
Madame Miette. Well, it's very nice to meet you, Madame Miette. My name, as you may have realized, is Asmodeus. Welcome to this chamber. I've not been here in quite a long time. Oh, look. As he points towards the doorway, as this sort of shadow of bits of mist and fog sort of apparates into, swirls into the dwarf that you saw, of form of Carabess. She walks in, the lights make her shadow appear as a dragon on the wall. As she walks in, nods to Asmodeus. So, we're here again. Gonna trick me this time? I have friends, you know. Asmodeus is like, hey, it was all above board. The other two sorted that, if you remember. She just sort of glowers at him.
Does some Carabess's voice sounds different?
It does, yeah.
Mm.
It's a lot rougher and slightly more whispery than you recall. In fact, make me maybe an insight check.
Just think it's fitting that I've just turned to page 666 in my notebook.
Awesome.
13.
13. There are echoes of Ardiac in here. You can hear it. I mean, you're not certain, but you can. Yeah, it's pretty obvious that it's probably that.
I've spoken to them before, haven't I? So I know.
Sorry, say again, Debbie.
I've spoken. Oh, sorry.
I was going to say I managed to resist the urge to climb Florian, but my tail has gone ramrod straight and puffed out.
As that happens, she sort of, her head sort of flicks towards you, and you can see she's trying to focus on Asmodeus, but something within her is making her look at you. And you hear that, it's that sibilance, that one of you here. Fantastic. No runes to protect you now. Tabaxi.
I'm going to hold my necklace in my paw.
Okay. You sort of,
because, you know, fuck her, I have some runes.
sort of
In
twitches back a little, and it looks like she regains control and swings her head back to Asmodeus as the threat that she perceives. Melissa, Florian. Sorry, Florian, you wanted to do something.
Yeah, before you said that about it being Ardiac, I've spoken to Ardiac before,
You have.
so I would definitely know that this is them, wouldn't I?
Yeah, without a doubt, this is definitely Ardiac. Yeah. Well, it's weird. It's Ardiac and it's Carabess in the same sort of fog-like form that Ardiac takes. Carabess is now that form as well.
Their powers combined, they're a Cadillac.
So Florian,
Cadillac, like it.
Florian takes off his necklace, what Madame Miette gave him, and puts it in Madame Miette's other hand.
I won't. Do not be a fucking idiot.
I'm not. Take it.
You are being an idiot. You keep that and you keep the protection of the caravan.
And I just let it dangle from my hand, tight in a grip, as I look at both Asmodeus and Ardiac.
Asmodeus is sort of
Why do we...
seems amused by this.
What do we do then? Why are we all here?
We are here because we went into your own place. Again. They are here because they have business to do.
Are there any other forms now being produced?
Make a quick perception check for me.
15.
15. You feel... You can see the shimmer beside the other two obelisks. You can see sort of shimmers of light. One is sort of purpley green, the other one sort of bright white silver. But they seem to be having trouble getting into the room. It's odd. So,
Melissa, is there anything stopping them? Apart from the obvious? Instigating, looking around the room.
This is not taking her eyes off Asmodeus. Melissa is like a deer in the headlights right now. Pass.
good answer. So, Melissa, I know we haven't been formally introduced. My name's Asmodeus. Yours is Melissa. There you go. We've been introduced. How is your deal going for you?
Been relieved of that.
Oh, not that one. I don't care about that one. I mean, you know, with Remora.
It's fine.
Oh, excellent, excellent. I look forward to seeing her again. Still, there's always another deal to be broken somewhere. If you so desire.
I'm done with deals.
Really? Okay, that's good to know. I'll bear that in mind. Would anybody else like to dicker? Is there anything you really want? Young Florian? Is it? You with your trinket that the Madame has kindly given you? Would you like to make a deal of some kind? What is it you want? What do you desire?
A lot of things, but from you, nothing.
Oh. Very well. Excellent. And, Madame, he sort of stops for a minute, looks at you. It's, again, good to meet you. I see you already have a interested party, shall we say.
Oh, you have no idea.
Oh, I really do. But anyway, we will await the others and do what needs to be done, I guess. So, we will cut out to Yorick, Trellador, and Ferenz. And, of course, Gus. Don't worry, I've got you.
I'll have faux Riox fly him over to the ledge we're heading to.
Okay. So Rios just puts you on the ledge where the Miette and the rest of them are inside. Says, there you go. All
Here's
safe.
what,
Did I manage to catch myself?
I'll say yes. So what would you like to do?
I will direct the other eagle back towards Trelador and Ferenz. Pick one of them or both of them up.
Sure, unless you three have already started across the stepping stone with the chain.
I think I'd have been frozen in place a little bit after the catching Gus.
Yeah, I delegated all responsibility to the other two.
Yeah,
I didn't know
Ferenz
if Ferenz was still with it.
he would have started trying to make his way across.
Okay, so athletics or acrobatics, you can do it with advantage because of Yorick's chain shenanigans.
Thank you for advantage. So that's 18.
18, yeah, sure. You're a little unsteady on your feet, but you get the rhythm of it. You sort of run across the rock, which they're about sort of 10 feet across. So you run across, jump, and you just sort of guide yourself with the chain as you jump, land, run, jump, and you get into a sort of rhythm. And I'll say you get about halfway across before Celeste, you send one of the eagles down to where Yorick and Treadlador are. Or are you going for Ferenz on the rocks? Hey, Ferenz on the
Whoever's
rocks.
last. Whoever was last.
Well,
I'll take a Uber Eagle.
yeah, okay. I mean, it can probably pick both of you up, carry across if you want.
I'd have probably called my Celestial back to
Carry you
to grab
across.
me.
Okay, fair enough. So
Then I'll pick both of them.
okay, so you all converge on the other platform. You can see there's this red and yellow tiled floor, like checkerboard, with these two huge statues, blue stone, and an open doorway where there is light. You can see a couple of statues, and you can see figures within.
Oh, you opened the door.
Definitely your friends, but others as well.
Probably just beeline straight in.
Below straight in. Okay, so you run and you hit a yellow tile, and you fall.
You can't do anything. We're busy.
Yeah.
Do you still have the celestial thing?
Gus would have known about the yellow and red tiles, I'll say, because
if I'd
you
have
were
known
there.
that, I would have shouted at him hopefully before he stood on one.
Okay, make a D20 roll. If you beat me, you get to shout to Yorick, "Don't step on the yellow ones."
Okay.
I got a 2.
I gotta say,
Then Yorick, just as you step on the first red one.
the yellow ones, you'll disappear.
Okay. So
And I'll like take that, instantly process it, dancing around like I've just spotted a piece of Lego on the floor I was about to step on.
yeah, okay. So yeah, you're and you could all, I'll say, safely make your way across this floor.
I'm
apart
still
from the
flying on the
flying
eagle.
ones that can go straight across. So you get into this room. It's fairly big. There's room enough for all of you. Ferenz, as you enter, there is that calming presence of shine. Your fear drops. Even though Carabes is in the room, your fear drops. And it's weird. The rest of you see Ferenz splits in two. It's like somebody steps out of Ferenz.
Ooh.
and this other figure that looks a little like Ferenz, but not really. He has the same sort of furball shape, but
Do I know who it is instantly?
oh yeah, it's Shine. He's just used you as a vessel to get into this room, and he steps out, and he turns to you, holds your head, and says, "I'm so sorry. I had to do that. Friends, please be very careful. If somebody asks you to do something that's not me or one of your friends, politely decline."
I will do that in future.
And he walks across to the obelisk that has his symbol on, and stands, folds his arms, and just looks. He glares at Carabess.
Friends will move with him and just take his place at his right hand.
Okay.
And he'll just sort of turn and go, you probably already know this, but that's Ardiac.
Yes, yes. We know. He tries
sorry,
this. Trelador. A similar thing happens to you. It's not quite the same, however, as your hair gets really heavy. It's like and wet and matted, and as you go to touch the back of your head, your fingers again turn into claws, and then they extend, and it's really quite painful, and it's like your hand just sort of literally opens, splits in two, and you've literally got like that with one hand, and it sort of pushes and pushes, and Zenariel steps out, twitches her head. She's again completely naked, this time covered, one half of her face just covered in blood, the other half in leaves and mud and vines and flowers, and she stalks towards Asmodeus. Stalks towards him and reaches for his face. And Asmodeus visibly steps back. So now. Not here, we cannot do this here. But Zenariel just sort of twitches and shakes. Just, looks across at Shine, and you see a smile on her face. Yes. And then looks at Carabess stroke Ardiac. Not like that, Vinny. And she just looks, says, "Child, you should not be doing this again. You are a very bad little boy." She walks across and stands next to the obelisk. So now we have 4 obelisks with 4 beings stood beside them.
I'll go stand behind Zenariel.
Okay.
Like Shine. Ferenz has done for Shine.
Okay. Miette, you were going to do something?
Yeah, I was going to say before any of the 4 start talking, just under my breath, going to. I spent so long in the campaign avoiding this, it feels wrong to just say it. But kind of, Belo, do you want an invitation to come watch this?
Okay. Huh.
Like, possibly you won't, but
Just another element of chaos there. Love it.
Make a persuasion check.
Persuasion.
I'll say you can have it at advantage because you're inviting him somewhere.
Are you sure about that, given the roll I just got? Which was a 30.
I didn't see the roll you just got, sorry.
30.
30.
30.
I mean, you might get a natural 20, you never know.
Okay. Roll again. Nope, that was significantly lower. That was only an 18. So I'll stick with the 30. Thanks.
Okay. So you reach out and say that. And Balo's voice comes out. An invitation to... Oh, what are you doing? This sounds too exciting to miss. Be right there. And the rest of you see as Balo just sort of saunters into the room casually. Sort of, hi everyone, nice to see you all. How fabulous. What an interesting place. Very bijou. Cozy, in fact. Madame Miette, darling, are you all right?
I could do with a couch, to be honest. I don't think I will have any involvement in these proceedings, so it'd be nice to have somewhere to sit.
A comfortable couch? Well, of course. A comfortable couch appears behind you. Anything you
I'll
wish,
sit down and
my dear.
have the cushion beside me for him, because, must.
He takes your arm, links your arm, and just sits with you. Says, isn't this delightful?
What shape is he in at the moment?
He is full on
Tabaxi, I hope.
tabaxi male.
That's okay.
Sort of
Definitely.
tabby markings, and he's just how delightful. His tail twitches occasionally.
Can I ask a question?
Of course you
please?
can.
So I've just rolled an intelligence check. I got 20, not natural.
Okay. What are you rolling for?
Being that Shine just came out of Firenze, scenario the same with Trellador.
Yeah.
And we have Carabas, Ardiac, and Asmodeus here.
Yep.
Can I determine which one of myself and Melissa was their conduits?
Interesting.
Knowing of what I am.
So, knowing of what you are, I would say that you rolled a 20 on your intelligence check. Looking around the room, you see advocates of each of these people. So, Zenariel with Trellador, Shine with Firenze, Miette and Balo. It's not something you've seen before, but they seem to be in cahoots on the sofa that somehow appeared. Ardiac and Carabas, or the creature that is both of them, the smoke creature, doesn't seem to be pulling anyone towards it yet. You get the feeling that there's still something to happen. Asmodeus is looking at you and Melissa as to which one of you he's going to interact with. Gus.
Okay.
Yes.
Can you make me a wisdom saving throw, please?
What again?
10.
Can I
One
give him
second.
my inspiration?
Bit late.
Not in this moment, no, sorry.
Okay, that's fine. That's cool.
Gus, you hear the words of your granny. Well, you wouldn't want to hurt your old nan, would you? I mean, I'm just here. Can you come and, give me just a little bit of assistance? Because I'm a bit, I'm a lot older than most of the you young people here. Can you come and just, could I just take your arm, Gus? And you go, that seems like a reasonable request.
I'll walk over towards. Let's take her out.
Yeah. So the rest of you see Gus walk over to Carabas, Ardiac, and offer his arm to her. Them.
There you go, Granny.
You see the smoke sort of curl round his arm.
He's still wearing a pendant too.
He is. Are you wearing a pendant too?
Oh yeah, I haven't
Yeah.
taken it off.
Okay. That's cool. No worries.
Just for what protection it's worth.
Yeah, absolutely. No. This is Carabes. This is not Ardiac. This is Carabes.
This is my brain.
Exactly. Yorick, you feel that pull as well. So I'd like a wisdom saving throw from you, please.
Sure. 18.
18. Yeah, you recognise this as Carabes doing what she tried to do to you before, was to get you on her side. And it looks like she's already pulled Gus in.
Try and sort of just whisper at him without drawing too much attention to myself. Gus! Gus, what are you doing? Get back over here! She's doing it again. She did it to you before.
So, Balo whispers to you, yet. Oh, excitement! Look at that. I do. Look, what are the dwarves doing? They're tap, 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 tap. Must be so much fun travelling with them.
Well, that was their grandmother.
Right.
That
Okay.
the fog god may have.
Oh, right.
On the word.
Sort of infected it, type of thing.
Something like that.
Fun. Or not.
I thought good being here.
Yeah, indeed. So, I know him, points at Asmodeus. He's fun. He's no fun. He likes a rule, does he? Very, very sort of legal and above board for him. He'll trick you, but he'll do it, legally.
In a boring way.
In a very, very dull way. Lots of paperwork and contracts to sign. Just no fun at all. Now, her I love, points at Scenario. She's been one of my faves for a long time. Absolute chaos goddess. Beautiful to watch in action. Creates, destroys, the whole works. Absolutely brilliant.
Elector is playing to her now.
Really? Well, I see.
Like you might have to make her one of your favourites too.
I mean, it's a good fit. She is nuts after all. And Shine Fellow, again, a bit sort of kind of lawful, boring type of thing, but he's
Friends is very nice though.
I'm sure, but they're not that exciting to be around, I guess.
Not exactly.
Yeah, well, exactly. They're not us. They're not like us, are they?
No.
Still, should be interesting for when Asmodeus, turns the human one.
Turns?
Oh, yeah, he'll own him very shortly. That's normally
That
what
wouldn't be
happens.
ideal.
Is Asmodeus will go, oh, I'll pick you, oh, I choose you. It's a bit like Pokemon, Do you know what Pokemon? No, I suppose you don't.
I haven't heard of those before.
No, good little game. It's fun. Monsters in balls. Sounds a bit
I
weird.
imagine Balo
No.
invented Pokemon.
Does sound a bit weird now I come to think of it. Say it out loud. It is very strange. Okay. Anyway, let's sit back and watch the show, shall we?
Whilst everyone's together, I'll just be like, now that we're all here together, can I just interest you in our Lord and Saviour Sam? I don't, by the way. I just had to say it.
I mean,
Looking
you
for
could
new
work
followers.
I mean, you can
Just
certainly
all of
try.
the superpowered beings just give this exasperated sigh.
No, I've just had this.
They
running
all
in my
pull a
head for the
business
last 5
card
minutes.
out of their pocket with, like, please contact Sama in an emergency, Where did that come from? So, as this gathering of powerful beings is taking shape, Melissa, you wanted to reach out to Remora.
Melissa's pressed her panic button.
Yeah. Okay. Make me a quick religion check, please.
21.
21. You feel the calm, relaxing presence of Remora step out behind you. Look, don't worry. Everything's going to be fine. Just watch, wait. Do not do anything you are asked unless it's from your friends or myself. It's very, very important in this room. So the rest of you see a sort of shadow step out from behind Melissa and just whisper in her ear. You can't hear what she says, but she just whispers in her ear. So, I think before we go any further, unless there's anything anybody desperately wants to do right now, we'll go around the room. Actually, we'll go. Celeste, is there anything you want to do or say, or is there any of these beings or your friends at this point in time? No, it's okay to say no. That's fine.
I think of.
Okay.
I think Celeste is just kind of going, what the devil is going on here?
Yeah. Ferenz, is there anything you wish to do or say to any of your friends, or Shine, or Asmodeus, or anybody in the room? Or, you know, try and contact someone outside the room. It's entirely up to you. You're perfectly valid to say no.
Frenzy's eyes are just locked on Ardiac right now.
Okay.
And he's sort of talking rapidly to Shine, and he's just like, I'm really sorry. I tried to rely on other people, but I just couldn't. And he was going to use me to kill the rest of them. And instead of doing that, I tried to jump in the lava, and then Drenador wouldn't let me jump in the lava, and then,
you feel this arm go around your shoulders, and just this sort of like gentle squeeze. Shh. Ferenz, child, it's fine. Calm yourself. Be calm. It's fine. All you need to do is don't do anything that someone else other than your friends or myself asks you to do. Simple rule. Follow the simple rule.
I'm going to stay right here.
That's
right hand.
Absolutely fine. You stay right there. Florian, is there anything you would like to do?
Not that I can think of at the minute.
Okay.
I am watching this.
There's a lot of tension in the room.
Yeah. And Florian feels like he is somewhat centre
apart from
of
the giggling
attention.
couch, obviously.
Yeah. No,
Florian's
trying to take it all in, and it feels like he is centre of attention for a certain someone. So.
Okay. Gus, is there anything you would like to do?
No, I'm still petrified of that sting. Oh no, I'm up with my granny now, aren't I?
Yeah.
I'll just be talking to my granny as if she's my granny, and just sort of chatting away about my day and all the things, and telling her about sort of my life up to now, because I don't know her.
Yeah.
Because as far as she's my granny.
Yeah, she's answering. Oh, that's fantastic. Well done. I mean, there was a time, when I decided I was going to stay with, all of you, but I decided I needed to go and explore. And then, tell me more. Your third cousin, what was her name again? She was the healer one. And she starts asking you about your family tree, and you're quite happy to answer. And
yeah, absolutely, she's my lovely granny.
Exactly.
She pauses to offer you a Werther's original at some
Yes. Yeah, she's got a big bowl full of Werthers.
Oh,
She gives you a one silver piece sellotaped into a card.
Yeah.
And spend it all in one place.
Don't tell your mother. Melissa, is there anything you would like to do?
I am still kind of, despite Remora's presence, still kind of deer in the headlights about Asmodeus, because there's probably some subcontract clause in the fine print on document B12 that I've forgotten about.
Could be.
But I'm also kind of trying to be aware of Florian and almost trying to subtly interpose myself between Florian and Asmodeus.
Okay.
I'm kind of trying to protect Florian from him.
Okay. Miet, I know you're currently in the best seats in the house, with a very comfy sofa with your bestie. Is there anything you wish to achieve or say to any of your friends or any of the beings that are here? Including, but you don't have to limit to, Balo?
There kind of is something I want to say, but
Okay.
no, I can't actually because I haven't heard that warning. The warning about don't do anything that your friends have said has only been said
Make me
to
a perception check.
2 people.
Because
Would have come from
Shine
directions.
said it to Ferenz out loud.
27.
Yeah, you heard that.
Never rolled this well in my life.
You heard that for sure.
Okay, I'll put a hand on Velo's arm for a moment to just quiet him, so I can speak to everyone. For just a moment, and calls the group at large, like, friends. As members of my caravan, you must remember to not agree to anything that is asked of you, unless it is but from one of your friends.
Oh, very well done, Miet. Good advice, that.
But yes, I thought so. It's what little we can do in even surrounded by
Oh, exactly.
such beings.
You know, why would you do something that one of those people asks you to do, eh?
Of course, it'd be much more amusing to do it if you asked.
Exactly. I do like you. You're definitely my favourite.
I'm glad.
Trellador, is there anything you wish to do?
He doesn't want to do anything, but he's very shiftily behind Zariel. And there's 2 thoughts that are playing in his head. The first is he wishes he paid attention when the rest of them were talking, because he doesn't really know what's going on and what he's got to do and why we're here. And the second thought is he's actually quite worried. He's seen Zanariel at her true self, and for the first time, he thinks he's got himself in a bit too deep. And although he's trying to style it out, he's failing miserably, and he has a bit of panic on his face that he's like, oh shit, I've taken this too far this time. Because she's crazy.
Yeah, she is properly loopy.
So he's kind of working out how to get out of this, but he knows that it's not going to be as simple as it was with Reorks, and that wasn't simple.
Okay. So yeah, you could, as you're stood behind her, you could feel the anger, the rage radiating off Zanariel.
Yeah.
Mainly directed at Asmodeus, but also directed at Carabes and Balo, weirdly, as well.
Angry at everyone.
Yeah, she's pretty angry at most people. Shine, she just seems to be ignoring for now. But everyone else of the powerful beings in the room, she is quite angry at.
And that goes back to Treadwell's thirst for he doesn't really understand the dynamics here.
Yeah, it's very tense.
His job is to hit things, so he's not quite sure what he's supposed to do or where his allegiances lie now.
Yeah, okay. Yorick, is there anything you wish to do?
I'm going to be good next. my Celestial will still be there.
Yeah.
Because it lasts an hour. I'm going to turn to it and talk to it as if it is Reorg.
Okay.
Hey, Reorgs, what is going on here? Should you be here?
You get an answer. Lad, you couldn't fucking pay me to be there.
Right.
Listen, quick word of advice before I get shot completely. Don't fucking trust any of them. Stay true to your friends.
Understood, thank you.
I'll come back as soon as I can.
Go grab a beer.
Yeah. His presence is gone. So, before we finish for the night, I would just like to say that 1, 2, 3, 4 of you, and I'm not going to tell you which 4, hear the following words in your head is, get me that tablet. And that's where we'll end.
Oh,
Battle Royale.
incredible, Chaz. Absolutely
Yes.
incredible.
Thanks, mate. I really enjoyed that.
I know-
That was really good fun. It
I
was
think I've been tense for
difficult.
about the past hour and a half.
I know. I need a bath to go and like relax or something.
I'm definitely going to have maybe a beer
I don't-
after that.
I think so dying as I was today.
I genuinely thought you were gone, Gus. I really did. I thought that was
Yeah.
it. It was like,
Yeah.
no, Gus is no
Tried
more.
so hard. I was like, what
Yeah.
can I do? What can I do?
I was so disappointed that you failed that role to become a dragon, though. I think that's been the
Oh.
clutch.
Oh no!
I was,
So good.
I was
That would've
willing
been-
it to work. It was.
If only you'd said like the top 20 or top 10%
Yeah,
instead of the bottom.
I mean, I think you've done a lot of cruel things to us as DMs, but I think that's the cruelest thing you've ever done,
What,
including killing
denied-
most of our characters.
denied
Denying
Gus,
us to be a
yeah.
dragon.
And then ask, is there anybody else who can see us
Yeah.
have inspiration?
I
Terribly.
tried to give you inspiration for a reroll. I really did.
Yeah, yeah.
I know you did. I know you tried very hard, but still, I hate you.
Yeah, I should-
We are definitely low on inspiration points.
I think
Jesus.
what we will do before we sort of finish off the stream and stuff, what I will say is that every single one of you tonight can have an inspiration point if you don't already have one.
Oh, better late than never.
That may come in handy.
Yep.
The DM's giving you toys.
Can I give it to Gus to see if he can become a dragon?
Yeah, we all want to throw it at Gus to see if he can become a dragon.
Re-roll,
I-
and then someone else can give it you if you fail, and then re-roll.
Yeah.
I have
We-
an important question.
Okay.
Between me and Florian, who has the tablet currently? Because I think that's an
Florian has
important
it.
distinction. Florian.
I never
Good.
let it out because I didn't want anybody
Florian
else to be
never
touched.
gave it to anybody else. He showed it to people,
Good.
but he didn't give it to anyone.
I'm guessing it's
Florian.
the 4 that heard it is Ferenz, Florian, Gus, and Trellador.
I doubt it would be Gus. I think it would be the ones that have been affected by the gods.
Not. Yeah, it's the one. It's
Your
one
arm in
that-
arm with Ardiac.
Yes, exactly. Gus is being told by his nan to go get it.
Oh, yeah.
Ferenz is being told to go get it by Shine. Trellador's being
Trellador's
told
being
to go
told-
get it by Scenario. Between Florian and Melissa, it's more likely to be Florian because he's got the most directly devilish link. But as I
Well,
said,
Florian was the one
Melissa-
who heard his voice. That's why I'm going with Florian.
Florian was the one that asked.
I asked that question.
And
So.
I'm just going to point out that I've invited a literal chaos god into the room who could be fucking with anybody.
Yes.
Also, Friends is going to go out on a limb here and say that Shine would not do that to him because right now.
That's also true. That's
Yeah.
also true.
Well,
It might be that
You've got a while to think about it.
Balo. I'm assuming that you're going to let the characters who did hear that know, and then not tell anybody else.
Oh, I'm assuming the players will hear it in 3 weeks' time.
Yeah. I'm
No,
going to.
Chaz is going to leave us hanging until we
I
get back
will.
to it.
I will message each one of you, each of the 4, and tell you what voice you heard saying those words.
It's going to be a firm secret.
But when?
But you are not to tell any of the others. Not even in your super secret DM free chat.
Yeah.
Okay? It's important for
Yeah.
the next session to so that nobody else knows.
This is the point I think the party is the most separated, the most conflicted.
And to confirm, there is no session now until next month.
That is correct. So, Yorick, you are on recap.
Okay, it's not much to recap.
I could suggest
just a light session.
Do it over the next few days and send it me, and then we can keep it, or you could just do it nearer the time and rewatch the video. Entirely up to you, whatever way you want to do it.
I do tend to rewatch, so but I'll see.
But yeah, you've got plenty of time to think about it, write it, and do it.
Yeah.
I've got 666 pages of notes.
That's nice.
That might be a bit much for a recap.
Yeah.
You can recap the entire campaign when it finishes.
I think we'll definitely do a sort of like a big sort of Q&A sort of wind down when the campaign finishes. So I think that
We'll
will
need
be
to.
a sort of ask
some
about
questions.
these plot points that we didn't follow, or that thing that didn't happen, or this that did happen, and stuff like that.
I'm definitely a townsperson, just to say I'm not a mafioso, not mafia.
Righty-ho.
I am not the werewolf.
I'm not an alien.
It's
I'm
with-
legal.
Cool.
Oh,
Okay,
dear.
so thank you all very much for playing. That was amazing. You're all fucking great at this game. I love DMing for you guys. It's easy to DM for you guys because you throw yourselves into the story completely, and I love that. That's fantastic. It makes my job so much easier, and I thank you all for it, because without you doing that, I couldn't have done tonight. It would have been too difficult if you hadn't all bought into it, and you did, every single one of you, and that's fantastic. Thank you so much.
Well, it's you who puts us there. If you don't make it so we can do that, then
Yeah,
it's
well,
much harder to do.
yeah, agreed.
Your DMing inspires our actions.
And vice versa.
Yeah.
I think we all come together to tell a really good, fun, interesting story. Maybe not fun as in haha comedic, but
Fun as in, oh god, we're gonna die.
yeah, that kind of fun. Yeah,
That's fun indeed.
it's D&D fun. So yeah, we will be here on Sunday for the investigators, but then we will be taking a break. We will be back on the 22nd of June with the investigators again. So you'll get investigators, big break, investigators. And then this next session will be on the 24th of June.
The Conclave of Doom.
That's a good
Yeah.
word. I like
That's
that.
a good name.
Conclave
Yeah,
of
that's-
Doom.
That's the episode name.
It's a conclave of doom. I like it. So,
Right, I'm definitely making sure I've got the 25th off work.
good plan. So,
Yeah, Florian gets pissed and picks a god who he wants to.
yeah. So, thank you all very much for playing. Thank you for watching. If you watched it and you liked it, I mean, how could you not? These people are amazing. Thank you very much. You're brilliant. We love you. You're just the most fantastic people in the world. If you didn't like it, however, off you fuck.